Good evening and welcome to today's session of eMeet Your Design and Fashion School. I will share my screen just a second. Just a second. All right. Let me. Okay. I'm going to share my screen. Right. The objective of this series is to interact with the top management of each school, understand the academic philosophy. Why is this school a school that you should consider, and how you will make the most of this academic philosophy once you join the school. And the idea is not to, there's a plethora of schools that you can choose from, and we don't want you to apply to every school. Apply only to the ones that you think would be good for you and the wavelength of academic philosophy that matches with yours. So some of you would have missed our previous webinars on writing an SOP and creating a portfolio. So you can go back on our YouTube channel to find that out. To understand a little more about how you choose a design school and what parameters you should have, what guidelines you should have a look at this webinar as well. It'll give you a good understanding and it'll tell you why this particular school that we've invited today, it should be a school of your choice. For those of you who have not seen these links yet, these are important links. Just use your QR code scanner and come down to this. Today, we are interacting with Professor Raghav Pandya, who's the Dean of MIT Indore Avantika University, and Professor Ayon Sarkar, who's a professor at MIT Indore Avantika University. Now, the idea of getting MIT ID Indore is very interesting because we have gone there ourselves, we've visited, we've met the faculty, and we think it's an excellent place to be. To introduce the panel to you, Professor Raghav Pandya, he is the dean and he's an industrial professor. He's got a master's in, he's an engineering degree. He holds an engineering degree in electronics and communication. He holds a master's degree in industrial engineering, in industrial design from IIT Delhi. He's got over 15 years of experience in the field of motorcycle design with Hero MotoCorp and of course others as well. He's got global exposure, Africa, Latin America, South Asia, various countries, and he comes with rich international design studio experience as well. I will let him take over from here. But I would also like to introduce Professor Ayon Sarkar, who's a full-time academician. Over the past 7 years, he is specialized in advertising and communication. He's passionate about communication design. He's worked globally with various advertising, advertising agencies, and you know what? This could go on, these descriptions could go on, but they are fantastic and we are very happy to have them here. I'm going to stop my screen sharing right now and hand it over to Professor Raghav and Professor Ayon. Professor Raghav, I think you, Sean, and Umesh have been, almost at the same time at
Time,
IIT.
yes. I think they were my juniors, immediate
Okay.
juniors, yes.
All right. It's great to have you here.
So great. We welcome you all on behalf of MIT ID Indore. And I wish if Gopal can set the context and then we can come into the picture.
Sure.
So I would like to introduce another member from my team, Mr. Gopal Krishnan Iyer, who is looking into the business of branding and marketing. So Gopal, over to you.
Sure, yeah. So without wasting my time on the presentation, I'll introduce briefly about the university. So first of all, welcome everyone, and it gives me an immense pleasure to be present on this platform today. And yeah, of course, MIT has had a legacy of more than 4 decades, right? So it was incorporated in the year 1983, and the legacy continued further with the introduction of design in Pune in the year 2006. And in the year 2017 was when India's first and MIT's first design centered university was incorporated in Indore, which is MIT ID Indore Avantika University. So our university has a different philosophy of design altogether, right? With immense how to put this, so with immense importance given to the academics. You can already see the presence of the eminent faculty members here, and also Dean sir, right, Raghav sir. So the main thing is that we have incorporated the idea of not only academics but those academicians who have had real time industrial experience with more than decades, right? So that says speaks a lot about the philosophy, because when academics meets industry, your build on, or the portfolio that you will be looking into in terms of design, will grow immensely, right? So yeah, from here I'll like to hand it over to Raghav sir, and I'll be there throughout the session. So whatever queries that we have to take, we will take in, sir.
Sure, thanks.
Thank you, sir.
So, if you permit, I would like to quickly share a presentation where I can brief about MIT ID Indore and what are the highlights about our programs. I can also share you some glimpse of activities we do at MIT ID Indore. So I will quickly share my screen.
Yeah.
Um, Please let me know if you can see that. Is my screen visible?
Yes, yes, sir.
You can see the first slide of MIT ID Indore, right?
Correct. Yes, sir.
I'll make a presentation full screen. So yes, welcome students and aspirants to world of MIT ID Indore, and we are part of Avantika University. We are based out somewhere very close to Indore and Ujjain cities in the central India. And we are one of the premium institutes in terms of our philosophy and pedagogy. We believe in change, create, and transform, and we actually do this practice in our everyday life. We have a beautiful campus. Yes, slightly isolated, but I'm sure design needs a lot of isolation in terms of the creative thoughtfulness to your ideas. So, as already briefed by Gopal, we are part of Greater MIT Pune Group, and we are very much independent also in terms of our approach, the way we handle design and look into different perspective of design and society. We have been successfully doing practice of design for last 7 years, and we are about to pass out our fourth batch this year. We already did that. What programs we offer, I will quickly take you to the overview of the programs, and I can come back with questions if you have any questions. So we have majorly four domains where we have a common foundation year. So every student who is coming to the whether he is coming to the master's program or a bachelor's program, they go through a short and crisp foundation program. Then we have four specialization where we have industrial design, communication design, digital experience design, and fashion design. And we have industrial design, transportation design, and interior furniture design as a part of industrial design program. We have fashion design and fashion communication as a separate program. Communication design, we have graphic design, animation design, and game design. And in digital experience design, in bachelor's we offer only user experience design, but in master's we also have interaction design, immersive media design, and information design. So we have a very unique way of offering design education to the students in a very creative way. Once the students are admitted, once they are fulfilling the onboarding process, they will be going through orientation in the first week, and then they will be going for an year-long foundation program where they can have a test of not only skills, but also they will be able to build their aptitude and attitude in design. They will learn how to solve different problems into mostly critical problems very in a creative manner. They will be going through a common foundation program, and then they will be introduced to through their disciplines. The academics is full of curricular and extracurricular and co-curricular activities where students are being introduced to different segments of design, not only in terms of academics, but also they are being introduced with the industry people via going to the industries, or maybe people coming to the campus. We have a very good career services who is helping students in terms of building their portfolios, in terms of internships and placements and projects. And we have a very strong alumni networks, and alumni are making us really proud, going to the best of the companies, and also coming back to the campus while sharing their experiences in the industries. Learning and facilitation is very important part of our pedagogy, where we meet like we have different type of faculties who comes from rich background of high class institutes like NIDs and best institutes across India and international. But we also have faculties coming from industries, like I already have Ayon sir with me. And like I also come from a background of industry, and we have a blend of people who comes into the mix of academia and industry, and we can tell you how education can be transformed into an employable design domain. So I'll be quickly showing you some of the projects done by our students in transportation, user experience, product design, fashion design, communication design, game design, and different streams. We are the only one privileged design school who is regularly getting awarded by different agencies. One of them is like a lot of students have received design registrations to their designs. We are looking into the research part also. We have 50 plus copyrights and patents received by the faculties and the students. Various students are recognized by different platforms nationally and internationally, where students are regularly taking part into the international competitions, and they have been awarded. Some of them you can see on the screen. I can quickly show you the infrastructure. We have best and the best facilities and infrastructure. We have a unique building which is very recognizable, and obviously the campus is green. As I said, we are fully residential campus. People come to us and meet our students at the campus, and that's the best part which we are offering in any design school across India. Every week there is a person with an extraordinary experience in industry comes to the campus and meet and share their insights. They probably talk to the students formally and informally, but they also keep and conduct some workshops where students get to learn new skills and new type of professional skills which are being adopted in the industry. So students are well aware of the latest trends in the industry. Obviously, students are also visiting different places to the nearby places, and also they go as far as Delhi and Mumbai. We regularly do call people to the campus, and they help them in building their portfolios, which are industry ready. And obviously, we keep a lot of workshop, because the motto of Avantika University and MIT Indore is experiential learning. So there are a lot of things we keep doing for the students. Some of the recruiters from most popular industries across India and global who comes to the recruitment, and some of the students who have secured extremely high quality jobs in the brilliant companies. And students not only spend their time into academics, but they also work into different hackathons. They participate into different kind of clubs, and they also been taken to the places to meet and see the world beyond only academics. So this is how campus life is very interactive and engaging. And there are a lot of clubs like cycling club, photography club, movie clubs, and they also participate into a lot of social initiatives through our awareness camps and obviously cultural activities. So this is how the overall life at the campus is there. And That's it from my side, and I would stop my screen. And maybe we can take the questions in the last part, but I would definitely invite Ayon sir to contribute here.
Yeah, thank you, Raghav sir. Uh, I think Raghav sir has almost touched upon everything. But the good part is that if you look at Avantika, we follow a philosophy which is called graduate in life. That is a philosophy that most of the, we are trying to imbibe this philosophy into every student who is here on this campus. And it's a brilliant philosophy where we are trying to make them understand what this life is all about. Because if you want to become a designer, you need to understand life. You have to get into the skins of the human beings. You have to understand the human insights to come up with designs which are definitely going to impact them in their lives. And that is something we are trying to teach over here. And the interesting part is that while we have silos, we have different departments very much in design, but they are all interrelated with each other. So when we are thinking of a concept, when we are thinking of a design solution, we actually collaborate with each other. And that's the beauty of this place, because everybody jumps into it to help the students to come up with some solutions. In fact, when we are trying to arrive at a solution, a design solution, we are all learning together. It's not just the students who are learning, but it's us as professors who are also learning. While we have in-depth knowledge about this world, because as Raghav sir said, we have come from the industry. A lot of them are hardcore academicians, but yet we feel that there's no end to learning, and that is what is keeping this place alive. So this is something that has also encouraged interesting creative outputs, and some outputs are really praiseworthy if you look at it like that. Now, if you look at the curriculum over here, the curriculum is actually planned strategically. It's planned according to how a student is going to move up and get seamlessly into the world, into the professional world. I mean, that is something which is praiseworthy again, I'll say, because we try to map the curriculum in such a manner, and we try to break the curriculum in such a manner in pit stops in the form of courses, that by the time they reach the design the design project, they would be able to bring those learnings from these small courses and incorporate them to find out a solution that is really going to be feasible, viable, and acceptable by the user. Because whatever we are trying to teach over here is actually research based. We encourage students to go for on-ground activities, on-ground researches, try to go close to the lives of the people to understand and dig out information and insights, so that those insights can be channelized into the final execution. So this is something which is really very interesting, and in the process, students also enjoy enjoy other aspects of life, not just design, because ultimately what we come down to is that they are graduating in life. So I think that's something which keeps it different from any other university which is competing with us. I think that's from my side. As far as communication design is concerned, I can talk a little bit about it. Like, there are three different streams in communication. One is graphic design, animation design, and game design. So we believe in storytelling, because visual is one of the mediums of communication, and it's a very impactful medium of communication, because as they say, our brains, human brains, process visual 60,000 times faster than text. So somewhere communication is the most impactful medium of communication, and it has a mass appeal. So when it comes to graphic design, animation design, and game design, we are actually trying to encourage students to tell stories. If they're able to tell stories, they will be able to translate that into either of the fields. And and in the process, they also learn learn to observe things in and around, and they try to bring those learnings and translate and finally translate those things into ultimate creativity. Creativity is also something that we really encourage, because brainstorming I mean, creativity comes from brainstorming, and when we brainstorm, we actually try to collaborate. We bring in students together. We also jump into it to make sure that the process of brainstorming can actually culminate into an ace solution. So I think that's from my side. I'm open to questions.
Thank you so much. I mean, I thought that was very interesting, Professor Ayon, that you said that the focus is a lot on storytelling, right? And even now, if you see the trend in companies, right?
Yeah.
All companies at a very strategic level are looking for strategy for storytellers, right?
Yes.
And not just for designers, for any of their positions. They're looking for people who can communicate well and tell those stories in a very interesting manner. So I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah.
Having said that, there are a couple of questions that have come in already. The first one from Santosh Sahu, who is asking, how is MIT ID and Avantika BDES program different from the overall MIT colleges programs in any other part of the country? Are they the same, or is there some difference? Right?
I would like to answer, yes, we are different. Every institute has its own exclusive program and set of faculties who brings the real flavor to the program. We follow, I won't compare it in terms of better or poorer, but we are different in terms of our pedagogy, because we follow a project-based learning module. We have a block module where each course runs at a time. So students will be only able to focus in a single particular course. And then we very much believe into the project-based learning. So each course results in terms of projects. So we have a very rich set of faculties, highly qualified faculties coming from the best institutes and best companies, and they bring best knowledge. We have a unique program, which is an iConnect, where industry professionals comes through the every week. And our students are able to meet directly to the people who are working in the live projects in the industry. And that gives us an edge where you know what are the latest trends in the industry. And that is a major difference where we are standing. And since we are a very new and young schools, it gives us a lot of space to try new things, like a lot of experimenting we do. We modify our curriculum every year and every semester so that we can meet the latest technologies available and latest trends available into the market. That is again our age, and that's how you can define MIT ID Indore.
Thank you. Thank you. Very interesting to note that. So what I gather is that while the institutions come under the same umbrella, each campus has their own DNA, and it's this DNA that separates one from the other. And in fact, um, while they share the DNA as well, because MIT Pune, MIT Indore would probably share a lot of the DNA. There are very different experiences and thought processes that make this unique. And like Professor Ayan said, he handles the Department of Communication. So his approach to communication is very different and very unique, which is defined like he mentioned before. There's few other questions as well. Puru B is asking, how far is the campus from a city, from the city like Ujjain or Indore maybe?
It is situated somewhere close to both the cities, but yes, we are more closer to Ujjain. It is almost approximately 10 to 12 kilometers from the city center.
All right, right. Right. The next question that Puru has is, are there any other courses on the same campus other than design?
Yes, School of Design is part of Greater Avantika University, and we have School of Law, School of Engineering, and School of Management running in the same campus.
Okay. Okay. I guess, if an extension of the question is the does the School of Design work independently, or is there any interaction with the other schools as
No,
well?
we are independent, but we believe in co-learning and coexistence. So some where we have some courses or some electives where we can opt from different schools. But yes, we have an independent identity.
All right, all right. Um, so there's another question from Patro, which says, which exams are to be given for admissions? Right?
Yeah,
So
I'll
maybe
take this.
Gopal would take it, yeah.
Sure, I'll take this. So for exclusive to MIT ID Indore, so students have to appear for Design Scholarship Test, DST. This is the exam, and since the word itself explains, it's a scholarship exam, and 70% would be the cutoff for availing the scholarship benefits, first of all. And this is the first round, and second round is basically a combination round, which is a mix of thinking challenge, which will be assignment based, and followed by personal interview, which is more inclined towards portfolio.
Right?
Yeah.
Is this the only way, or are there other options as well at later stages?
This is primarily this is the way, and other ways are also there. Like for example, MIT ID India DET exam, that is one window, and also through NID, NIFT, and USEED scores.
Right. But if the students want the best chance of getting in, the DST is the best way.
DST is the primary exam. Yes.
All right, all right, all right. And there are scholarships available. This DST is a
Yes.
scholarship test, so scholarships are available as well.
Correct. 70% is the cutoff. 70% is equal to 30% scholarship. Then 80% score of 80% will be equals to 50% scholarship, and 90% score is equal to 70% scholarship, which is for first year and will reflect in the second semester.
All right, all right. Okay. So Patro, I hope that's answered your questions. Smita Adarsh is asking, under communication design, do they have to choose one specialization like game or animation or graphic design? Any specialization, or is it a generic?
Yes, I think if they are applying for B-Days program, because we don't offer fashion communication in game design in masters. So if they are coming for B-Days program, yes, first 6 months will be foundation. Then in another 6 months, they opt for stream like industrial cluster or communication cluster. Again, the skills will be common. And in the third semester, they can finally opt for game, animation, fashion communication, or graphic design.
One of them.
So not from the day one. Right, sir.
All right. So Hardeep Kaur is asking, could you please share information about the student exchange programs, duration of the exchange, and if there is a difference in fees for such programs?
Gopal, would you like to have a comment?
Yeah, I'll ask Paridhi to take on this. Paridhi. Okay. Yeah, so we do have student exchange programs. So we have tie-ups with more than 20 of global universities, which is there. And of course, these exchange programs are basically not for the entire semester as such, but for a certain duration, like maybe it can be for 4 weeks or it can be for 6 weeks, right? And when the student pursues it, will also get certified by that particular university.
All right. All
Yeah.
right. Lots of questions coming in. All right. So, right. Lizzie Sharon is asking, what are the various BDAS branches that MIT Indore offers? And what is the number of students, the intake for each of these branches? Would that be
Intake, I'll
possible?
be able to tell. Intake is 320 for UG, that is BDES, and for MDES we have 60. So that makes it 380 all in all. But we do not have demarcation as such in terms of specializations. So it's kept, it's actually a student's choice and jury's review based on the review of the jury. A
All right.
combination of both, yeah.
Also, what are the various branches?
I can explain that. We have four major programs in B-Days where we have industrial design, communication design, user experience design, and fashion design. We have only one branch each in user experience design and fashion design, but we have three branches in industrial design, which is industrial design, transportation design, and interior and furniture design. In communication design stream, we have four offerings where we have graphic design, animation design, game design, and fashion communication.
All right. All right. So, Lizzie, I hope your question is answered. Santosh Sahu is asking, is the admission process different for MIT Indore and MIT Pune?
Yes, it is different because we have our own individual evaluation process, which I've already mentioned, which is DST, thinking challenge, and then personal interview based on portfolio.
Yeah. So just to build up on that, Gopal, what I understand is that, majority of your seats are reserved for students coming in through the DST.
Yes.
And then because you're a part of the MIT group, you'll have to have some percentage of students entering through the common MIT DAT as well.
Yes.
So
So that has been renamed as DET.
Sorry?
DET now. That is being called as DET.
DET, okay.
Yeah.
So
Design
that's a
entrance
smaller
test.
percentage of students that you'll intake from that.
Yeah,
right?
correct.
And then
Correct.
you'll also have a smaller percentage for students coming in through NID and with
From the national levels, yeah. From the national level itself.
Okay. But again, the major chunk of admissions happen through DST. So that's
correct.
Okay.
Correct. So DET is more for the for all the it's common exam for all the campuses of MIT. So at present we have more than 4 campuses. So we have Pune, then we have Indore, then we have Sholapur, and then we have Shillong also. So it's a common exam for.
All right. Great. Hardeep Kaur is asking, could you please talk about internships? Does the college support those, or do students need to search for it themselves?
Yes, I think she has asked the question and answered both. Yes, we have an internship program after 6th semester where students can go for, if at all she is asking for a BDS program, then yes, after 6th semester, they can go for a 3-month long internship. Officially, it can be 3 months, but offline. But yes, they can do an internship anytime across their academic timeline in a hybrid or online mode. We are really encourage even if students want to take it from second year itself. And again, there is another opportunity of doing a project with a company in the last semester, which is the project design project, which we call capstone project. So there are two opportunities where students can work live on live projects. Apart from that, the university is lucky enough to take a lot of personal projects from faculties, and also we have some government approved projects. We have done beautiful projects along with tourism department in Madhya Pradesh. Very interesting topics where we have worked. Some of the projects have created really high points and highlights for the students. And we also give this kind of opportunity to the students to work on this kind of projects. There's an ample amount of opportunities where students can work on live projects with industry and again with government.
All right. Dreka Philip is asking, is DST a mandatory exam because her daughter is traveling at the time of that exam?
So it's an online exam. Oh, so she's traveling.
Yeah.
She'll be on the way. Is it like she'll be moving?
So I mean, is it mandatory? The question is it mandatory?
Yeah, that's okay. If she gives a skip, then not a problem. Then she can redo through other exams which have other rounds which I have mentioned.
All
That
right.
is okay.
All right. So fundamentally, even if she's traveling, she can take the exam online because it's an online,
Yes,
right?
exactly.
But if at that exam time, if she has to be traveling, then then there's no option. So
Option, correct.
then only
Yeah.
other options are to be taken. Okay. Right. Sukanya is asking, can I have a subject as, can I choose computer coding in the design course, right? So I'm guessing this is a course from the engineering.
No, I think we have a program which is user experience design, and obviously for user experience designer, they should also be equipped with the knowledge of how the development part will be taken care while their designs will be going into development and production. So we definitely have courses and electives where they are taught creative coding and computer coding. Not too much technical, but yes, there will be an overview of coding courses will be there definitely.
I'd like to add something over here. The
Yes,
thing is,
sir.
yeah, thank you, sir. The thing is that, here it is basically design solution based process that we follow. So, when we think of this, I mean, there's a process called design thinking. In that, they have to go through a couple of stages to reach the final solution. In that, if they're required to get into coding and all, they can always collaborate with people to figure out how to reach the final solution. They can in fact go out of the way to interact with the engineering department to figure out if they can come up with a solution to make sure that the design solution is actually viable and feasible or not. So it is that open-ended.
All right. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Now the next question from Purabhi is, when is the portfolio to be looked at?
For entrance to the design school or to apply for a company?
No, for entrance to during the admission process.
Oh,
Will be
yes.
in the month of January.
Okay. So
Yeah.
is it that they first take the online test and then after that they'll be called for
Yes, that is correct. So that is a qualification round, first round, that is DST, which is, this is the first round. And then it is the combination round that I've mentioned earlier. That is thinking challenge and portfolio, which will be conducted in the month of January,
Okay.
post this DST.
All right. Sukanya is asking, what is the cutoff for ranks with other exams? Meaning for maybe NID, or is there some kind of cutoff that you'll have?
This rank should be 1 to 100.
Okay. All right. All right.
In that space, 1 to 100.
Okay. Okay. So then it's still going to be quite challenging.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Nidhi Ramji is asking, is there a dedicated course specifically for product design?
Yes, we have industrial design program, which is core looking into product design. It is not only about product, but it is everything which you can make into an industry. So it is a broader program where you learn anything which can be made into an industry. Obviously, products are part of that.
Okay. Okay. So industrial design is a larger umbrella.
Right.
Corporates.
Right. So students can also learn not only products and appliances, but sports equipments, bathroom accessories, maybe agriculture equipments, medical equipments, anything.
Yeah. All right. Smita Adarsh is asking, the DST is online. What about the other rounds? Is it going to be online or do we need to visit the campus?
No, that is also online.
Okay. Okay. Is the admission process different or fees also different for OCI and PIO holders?
Yeah, that is different. And for the fees is different for OCI and NRI candidates. So the fees has been already mentioned in the website also, and it can be checked from there.
Okay.
There's a difference from the regular Indian citizens.
All right. All right. What are the different industry interaction programs with respect to communication design? Industry interaction programs.
Yeah, so I'll take this. See, how we look at it is like, we are constantly in touch with the industry and we make sure that we take them out for industry visits and all. And the courses are also designed like that, where they have no other choice but to go and, interact with the industry and see how the things are working in real time. So that is one of the things. And the other thing is that we also invite industry experts, because a lot of us have huge network of our own, as well as the university also has its own network. So we make sure that we get them every now and then, so that we are at par with whatever is happening with the industry. So they are exposed to whatever is happening in the industry, and they try to bring in those learnings into their design solutions as well.
All right. All right. Right. So Sucheta is asking, is the discipline to be finalized at the time of admission itself?
Yes.
No, it is a student's choice, but we give them ample amount of time to think, explore, and experiment in all the skills. And then they can also see what work their seniors are doing. They can also meet faculties. They can also meet people coming from industry, and then they can take a mindful decision. So one selection happens after 6 months, and another selection happens after another 6 months.
Okay.
It's a progressive journey for a student.
All right. All right. All right. Tejasvi Reddy is asking, how are the placements been for the BDES students? And Sukanya is also asking, what's the average placement, I don't know, package? I'm not sure what she's asking, but about placements, if you can throw a little more insight into that.
Yes, there are a lot of academic members available here, so we don't really represent placement department, but yes, placements are happening quite good. Average salaries are in the range of 6 to 8 and 10 lakhs. Sometimes it is above that, and sometimes it is even below that. It depends on different opportunities and the quality of the student. But placements are definitely happening very good.
All right. So Tejasvi Reddy is asking, when is the DST exam?
It is on 15th of December, online mode.
All right. So Tejasvi and to the rest of the audience here, there is a school application link that's pinned to this chat. It's also in the description of this particular webinar, right? So you can find it there. Or if you are on the DQ Labs groups, the application links are shared periodically. Please make sure that you click only this link and apply, and not, you can also go to the website and apply, but we need you to click on this link to apply, because when you click on this link, it goes to Gopal's team,
Yes.
and Gopal has dedicated someone to help you out, right?
Yes, correct.
In case you hit a roadblock, they know that this is someone from DQ Labs, and it's very important that they know that and they can support you accordingly.
It is easy for us to identify. That's why.
All right.
Yeah.
So Smita Adarsh is saying, when we registered for DST, the system did not ask for any payment. So we've not paid any application fee, and the system says that our application process is complete.
Yes, that is because it is free of cost, the application. Yeah.
All right, all right. So not only you have the best chances of getting through, not
Yes,
only is this the most preferred mode of getting through, but this is also free.
correct. Yes.
And I think that's a good thing, Gopal, because the application process to various schools is an expensive process, and the fact that y'all are making this free, it means that y'all are making it accessible to everybody. So that's a wonderful gesture from your side.
Absolutely, sir. Thank you.
Right. So Hardeep Kaur is asking, the DST exam, which is online, does it need to be taken from home, or is there a designated exam center in the city that we need to go to?
No, at the comfort of your home, you can take it from anywhere you want, but it should have a good bandwidth, the network connection. That's it. That is the basic requirement.
All right. Sukanya is asking, if I take visual communication, will basic coding be taught as well? We answered a similar question earlier.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not really, but again, it depends on the kind of project that somebody is undertaking. If that project requires us to incorporate coding, then we will make sure that these students collaborate in such a manner where the knowledge of somebody will come in handy to arrive at the design solution. So it's a collaborative approach, and in the process, the students also learn from each other.
All right. Adeep is asking, could you please share the transdisciplinary subjects that would be offered to students? And in which semester will they get those options and for what duration?
I think she's asking about electives. So we have electives in semester 5, 6, and 7. And obviously, all of our projects, which are spread across semester 3 to semester 8, are transdisciplinary. So students are free to take courses from different streams and electives also.
On this note, Professor Raghav, right? This concept of transdisciplinary subjects, why is it so important? If someone wants to join for, say, communication design, they should be getting the option of communication design, but why the transdisciplinary option?
Because the industries work these days into transdisciplinary mode, you never know what type of skills will be required, and it also opens different arenas for you when you are graduating from a design school. Sometimes students also wants to pursue a master's degree, and it's really become that they take a taste of each discipline in UG programs. And design teams always works into more open-ended environment, so you should be knowing everything about different disciplines as well. So you never know if you are doing a visual communication, but you might get selected into a UX company or industrial design company, or maybe into some other segments. So it is really important that you have a taste of different domains of design, so that your approach is open. You know different how different fields works, and you also are able to do a lot of experiment in terms of design approach, because it really opens up your mind and your horizon.
All right, all right, all right. Rekha Philip is asking, could you define the timelines for admission with respect to DET as far as the portfolio evaluation and other rounds?
So that will happen in the month of April. The date is not confirmed yet. So, and all the process will be offline then. So it starts with DET and followed by situation test and portfolio evaluation process. April and May is the rounds of happenstance. That time.
All right, all right. So that's probably after the board exams for students.
Yes, correct.
Okay. Right. So an interesting question from Sukanya is the course what would be called creative, or is it very industry viewed course? Sukanya, I mean, you may need to rephrase this question. We'll come back to it when you rephrase this question, because I think you're somewhere there. It's an interesting question if I interpret it right, but I'd like you to rephrase that. So Santosh Sahu is asking, so communication design industry is different. That's why the query on industry interaction programs. Santosh, is that a
Difference maybe.
yeah, so I'm not sure. Santosh, maybe you need to, I'm not sure if it's a comment or a question. If you could rephrase again, right? Suresh is asking, how is the ecosystem with respect to encouraging entrepreneurship?
Yes, we are very entrepreneurship friendly institute, and in fact we teach different courses in entrepreneurship. We teach courses in design management and professional practices. We really encourage students to be part of a startup, or maybe if they can start their own. We have our own incubation center and an entrepreneurship cell at Avantika, where we take students to participate into our own incubation competition, and we also let them participate into different national, private and government incubation phase, so that they can present their projects. And if it is some of the students have really got appreciation by different agencies, private and government. And there's a very good ecosystem for that. And we are looking for students who are not really looking for employment, but they can create employments. So the system is very positive for that.
In fact, there is a design center over here,
Yes.
and this design center is continuously working for internal communication as well as for clients that approach us. And in the process, what we do is we try to bring in students to collaborate with us and make sure that they also get an industrial approach towards learning.
Okay. All right. Santosh is asking, could we get sample paper of DST or question paper patterns?
Yes, sir. I'll share it with you separately post this session, and it is also available on the website. But I'll share it with you personally for your convenience.
All right, and we'll share it on the group as soon as we
Sure.
can. Yeah. So Hardeep Kaur is saying, kudos to Avantika University for making the application fee free. So very appreciative of the fact. Right?
Thank you.
Smita Adarsh is asking, you said this is residential. So do they not have to leave the campus? Or what are the facilities you all are providing in this regard? Asking especially with respect to the safety of girl students.
No, it's a very safe campus. It is not a forced residential. You can also opt to live in the cities of Indore and Ujjain, and there are the transportation facilities provided from these cities. But yes, since design is a more 24/7 course, you are supposed to live in the campus, which is really good where you can learn from your peers and faculties living on the campus. It is a completely safe, completely surveillance camera proof campus, and it has been running from last 7 years with no incidences recorded yet. So it's a safe campus, and you are allowed to go to the cities for your shoppings and weekends. There is again a transportation facility provided.
All right, all right.
So, sir, another thing is that MP also happens to be one of the safest states in India, and Indore happens to be the cleanest city in India. So we are riding on that advantage also, sir.
And Ujjain, being a temple city, has
Yes.
a lot of attractions there as well, right?
Correct. And also, as Honorable CM, Mr. Mohan Yadav, he is also from Ujjain. So Ujjain is especially getting that highlight also in terms of that.
All right. Okay. So Rika Philip is asking a question. The current timelines for DT look like they may clash with IB exams expected between April and May.
A simple and short and simple answer would be appear for DST instead.
Okay, but she's traveling at that time.
Yeah.
So
we'll have a round 2 also, sir, in the month of February. So the date hasn't been confirmed yet. So those who skip, because we are getting that demand also. So there might be some instances where students might skip or might be not able to sit on the exams on the date. So we'll keep a separate date for them also.
All right. But I think the safer bet would be to take
round 1.
So Reka, if Zara is traveling, maybe if you can plan the schedule wherever she's traveling to, she can take the online exam there for a few hours. Yeah, that would. Right. Purubi is asking, what is the expectation from the portfolio? What would you all expect out of the portfolio?
I think one most important thing is that it should be creative. It should cover all the skills which you are good into. And it should not be, I would say, copied. It should be original. So we don't expect that you are going to different pre-coaching centers and doing a monotonous work. We really want to see your originality, whether it is good or not. Even if your skills are not polished, we will help you in polishing your skills. But any area, not only in terms of drawing and painting, if you are doing anything which is creative, like any creative areas like traveling or cooking, you can definitely bring that to our portfolio, and we really appreciate students having different type of skill set. That's it. That's what we want. We actually
Yeah.
want to have an aptitude rather than skills. Yes, sir. Over to you.
Yeah, I just wanted to add one more thing over here is that, they have to enhance their imaginative power, and that can only come from their observations. I mean, if they start honing that, aspect of theirs, they would be able to, approach anything and everything smoothly as far as these exams are concerned. And because we will be keeping these criterias in mind when we are going to be these students or aspirants.
All right. Just a second. Okay. Right. Finally, the question from Viola Fernandez. What is the fee structure for each semester?
Okay. So I'll tell you about the annual fees. So the annual fees is 4,51,000. That is your course fees, and which is excluding scholarships and hostels and accommodation. So if you take into consideration hostel and accommodation, it will come somewhere around 6 lakhs. The entire fees will be somewhere around in the region 24 to 25 lakhs overall, taking into consideration everything.
All right.
And the payments have to be done semester wise.
All right.
Yeah.
What is the percentage of GK and current affairs in the part of the DSC test? Right. So I think this is everybody's fear. GK and current affairs. Yeah.
Yeah. So that keeps on changing, sir. So for that, I'll have to share the sample paper with you. So to put this fear at ease,
All
I'll
right.
share the sample paper. Usually we play around that, so it's okay.
But I
I
think
can give you a surety 100% won't be there.
but let me tell them frankly that, if they really want to walk the path of a designer, they need to know what is going around them. They need to understand the geopolitical scenario. They need to understand what is happening locally, so that, what they do ultimately has a rub off of all these. Because they have to, I mean, people think that, they need not have to go deep into, gathering information, but unfortunately we have to gather a lot of information to finally come up to a solution that can be an impactful design. So somewhere I feel they have to get into the practice of, knowing the world around them and the universe per se.
You come to MIT Indore or you go to any other design school, this is a must.
Absolutely.
All right. All right. One last question before we wrap up. Is the scholarship provided only for the first year, or is it?
Yes, initially it is only for the first year, and after that we have many internal scholarships as well. And students, if they meet the criteria, they can avail that also.
All right. So Santosh Sahu is saying thanks a lot for the beautiful interaction from Avantika and MIT Indore. Thanks to DK Labs for organizing it. And with that note, thank you to the team from MIT Indore, Professor Raghav, Professor Ayon, and Gopal Krishna.
Thank you
It's
so
been
much.
an amazing interaction. I think very crisp, very clear, lot of questions. Thanks to the audience for asking so many questions and being so interactive and curious, because that's what makes this session beautiful.
So one last word I would like to have is that our students, we are really proud to announce this also. Our students are also working on some government-based internships from our end. So one example would be the redesigning of Pranpur village, where the students had the opportunity to color the entire village using Chanderi silk pattern. And then our students are simultaneously also working on Indore Smart City project. So these are some of the government-based projects which we are helping our students to work.
I think I would like here that village has been awarded by Government of India as one of the best tourism village for this year.
Yes.
And major credit goes to students of MIT Indore. So we also thank, I would like to thank from my team and from my side to all the participants, and we wish you good luck for your design career. We would be really happy if you joined us, but even if you don't, we would really happy that you are coming to a very creative field, and highly emotional field, and highly differentiable field from the rest of the employments available for as an option. So good luck and happy Diwali to all of you.
Thank you, and happy Diwali
Thank you.
to you as well.
Thank you, Ayon sir. Thank you, Raghav sir. And thank you,
Thank you so
Ayon sir.
much.
Thank you, DQ Labs.
All right, if you all
As
can
of this.
remain here,
Sure.
Yeah.
I'll end the live stream. Oh, before I end the live stream, please note I've shared Gopal's number with you. Gopal heads the admissions there, and he shared his personal number for everyone to reach out to. That's also there in the description of this webinar. So he's the single point of contact for you to reach out to, and he can assign a team member to this, but he's decided to handle this himself. But I'm sure he'll do it with the support of his team. So if any of you, so please feel free to save that number and reach out, and someone from his team will get in touch. All right. With
Thank you,
that,
sir.
in the stream, let me